Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. We're going to hop right in on the Soulja Boy versus Tasha K and William the Baddest case. So, without further ado, let's go. All right, so the first thing that you guys are seeing on your screen is the case information for this particular lawsuit. And looking at this, there hasn't been much activity on this case. It shows that they have a hearing on January 23rd, 2025, which is a case management conference. And usually that is for the attorneys and the judge. And what they have to do is pretty much let them know. And when I say attorneys, if they don't have an attorney, then it's obviously going to be the respective party to be present, but either way they have to provide the court with an update as to where they are in the case. And so that is taking place on January 23rd. Now the crazy thing is, and I've already reviewed this, the case was filed on July 16th. A summons was also created, but it does not show that a proof of service has been filed with the clerk, meaning that it is a possibility that he has not paid for service. So it's two things that can be a possibility. Either the summons has been issued and the process server is in the process of serving both Tasha K and William the Baddest, or um, I don't even want to say they've already been served because there will be a proof of service. So the other option would be he just never issued the summons. Okay, so either the process server is in the process of doing it, or the summons has never been issued to the defendants. So I'm going to keep, this is one of the cases that I am going to keep a lookout for, just to kind of see what's going on with that. So now we're going to hop over to the complaint, and I want you guys to kind of get an idea as to why he ended up suing both of these parties in the first place. Now, the crazy thing is, I remember that he mentioned something about suing Tasha K, but I did not take him seriously. Therefore, I did not um, really go searching for it. But it says here this case was filed in the Los Angeles County Superior Court of California. DeAndre Cortez Way, aka Soulja Boy, and Tasha K. Kibi, or I said Tasha K. Tasha Transrena, I don't even know how to pronounce that middle name, Kibi, aka Tasha K, William Thomas, aka William the Baddest, and those 1 through 10. So, once again, those are parties that they have yet to identify. And if they identify who those individuals are, we'll go ahead and amend the complaint. So, Soldier Boy is suing them for damages and injunctive relief. One, defamation of character, um, sexual harassment, oh my gosh, intentional interference with prospective contractual relations, violations of right to privacy, general negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and injunctive relief. Good, it's too early in the morning for all this, Cassandra. Um, Okay, so parties, we already know who these individuals are. I've never heard of William the Baddest. I don't really keep up with these folks, so I have no clue who that is. So we're gonna drop down to the facts. Facts. The events giving rise to this action occurred when Tasha K, a globally known interviewer, published on her podcast Unwind with Tasha K and on Oh Really Entertainment, a tell-all interview with William on or about May 16, 2024, where plaintiff's character was defamed. Defendants published defaming character statements, falsely announcing publicly that plaintiff and William were involved in a relationship, negatively affecting plaintiff's professional and personal life. Okay. All righty. When I was doing the thumbnail, I didn't know who I was about to look up, and then I typed in William the Baddest. So, okay, now this makes sense. Soulja Boy is like, don't put me in that. Don't put me in that mess. Immediately following plaintiff's manager viewing the publication on May 16, 2024, he contacted plaintiff and informed him of the defaming interview conducted by Tasha K and with William. The defaming interview quickly went viral, inciting other social media platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc., to publish the defaming character statements made during the interview. Upon plaintiff viewing the interview between Tasha K and William, he became fueled with anxiety and anger and afraid for his reputation. Therefore, in an effort to save plaintiff's reputation, he took to the internet, Instagram, at Blue Rock TTV to set Tasha K and William straight, denying all claims against his character and hired an attorney who sent a letter demanding a retraction of all defaming statements against plaintiff's character and demanding that the social media publications of defaming character statements be deleted. The retraction letter was mailed publications. Ooh, where did I go? Ooh, okay, there we go. The retraction letter mailed to Tasha K and William on May 22nd, 2024. They actually have a letter here attached to as Exhibit 1. So, and this is where I was. So, and hired an attorney who sent a letter demanding a retraction of all defaming statements against plaintiff's character and demanding that all or that the social media publications of defaming character statements be deleted. And we'll see that once we read the retraction letter. In addition to Tasha K's interview with William containing untrue statements and allegations against plaintiff, defaming his character, there are articles and commentaries published on various social media platforms containing the same untrue statements and allegations as well. At no time did Tasha K verify the truthfulness of the information and was mentioned during her interview with William before publishing the interview. Defendants published defaming character statements in order to damage plaintiff's career. The statements were made to defendants' audience, plaintiff's fans, and others. The following demonstrates how defendants defamed plaintiff's character and humiliated him inter alia. So, here we go. During Tasha K's interview published on Oh Really Entertainment, Um, ooh, 114,000.6 thousand followers. William is speaking to her. Okay. William is speaking to her audience about the conversation he alleged he had with plaintiff during an alleged intimate moment, stating, "If I do this, is it going to hurt? Because in my community, you could be with a rapper or a straight guy like that, or a hood crip or blood. I have been there, done that. Whenever they come to their senses, hold hold up what the blank. Like that's what happens, and you can lose your life like that. That's why a lot of transgender women die. They come to their senses. Oh, I just effed a man." While I was sitting there nervous and he like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Oh." So I walked over there. I get on my knee. He's sitting on the edge of his bed. I started giving him, "It's a big thing and it grew. You know to the left." Oh. Oh. I got on my stomach, Tasha. I got a big booty. I had a big booty then. I got a bigger booty now. Oh my gosh. Instagram and TikTok at Scotty by Nature TV states William Tasha K interview. He spoke on all alleged relationship with Soulja Boy. He claims Soulja Boy likes to play games while having sex. Plaintiff responded to the publication in an effort to save his reputation. On my life, God strike me down on everything I love. That dude is lying. William begins harassing and tormenting plaintiff with defaming publications such as on Instagram at William the Baddest One, 141,000 followers, a post with William playing Soulja Boy's song in the background while dancing and showing the audience his left cheek with Soulja Boy's name tatted across it. The post caption states, "If you love me, baby, tattoo my whole name. We've been laughing while they hating 'cause they so lame." The caption ends with hearts and lightning emojis. In addition, William posted a defaming photo that was photoshopped, and that has been incorporated as Exhibit 2. Williams speaks out on Instagram, harassing and tormenting plaintiff involving at Celebrity Boxing 1 million followers. Good grief. Williams states, "Soldier, hey babe, hey Bookie, hey Pooh, since you want to sue, and you don't want to meet me because of the truth. How about you meet me in a ring? I'm challenging you to meet me in the ring for a boxing and celebrity boxing, since you don't want to own up to the truth. Look, I love hard, and I fight for my love. So how about you meet me in the ring? Celebrity boxing, why not? Unless you're scared." William blows a kiss and says, "I hope to see you soon. I hope you accept my challenge." Oh my gosh. An article written by Spokeskita says or states reality TV hip hop star William the Baddest recently alleged he had a brief physical relationship with Soulja Boy. However, the Chicago rapper denied the claim. Louisiana born William appeared on Tasha K's podcast, Unwind with Tasha K, and shared some explicit details of the event. Small snippets from the interview were shared on Instagram by William and Tasha K, where the reality TV star narrated how he felt nervous when Soldier asked him if he was into men. William claimed that he started shaking in anticipated fear of the soldier hurting him when he realized that they were going to sleep together. The above interview between Tasha K and William was also followed by a TikTok commentator at eMan the Future, who has 36.9 thousand followers. TikTok commentator at G Will to Ria, who has 1,551, golly, 1,541 followers. Caption stating, "William the Baddest speaks on the alleged relationship with Soulja Boy. Loved it. It was perfect." LipstickAlley.com's caption stating, "May 16th, 2024, William the Baddest breaks his silence on his relationship with Soulja Boy." And Twitter at Scotty by Nature 1. Plaintiff has suffered actual reputational and professional harm as a result of the defendants maliciously targeting plaintiff and seeking to sabotage his careers, redefining his character as a man who is not straight, a fraud, and dishonest person in the entertainment industry as a public figure, which is not true. This is an embarrassment and disgrace that can cause fans to abandon and withdraw from supporting him, which could cause great irreparable injury. Although the publications may be deleted, plaintiff will forever be damaged by the publications never being removed from the web. Defendant had actual subjective awareness of the risk involved in the above described acts or omissions, but nevertheless proceeded with conscious indifference to the rights, safety, or welfare of the plaintiff. Plaintiff further asserts that defendants publish the offending publication maliciously, willfully, and wrongfully with the intent to injure and disgrace plaintiff, either knowing that the statements therein contained were false or with reckless disregard of its falsity. At no time has the defendant apologized for making the defaming character statements alleged against plaintiff. Plaintiff intends to show that the factors the jury may consider in determining the amount of punitive damages which should be awarded include the nature of the wrong committed by defendants, the character of defendants' conduct, the degree of culpability of defendants, the situation and sensibilities of the parties concerned, and the extent to which defendants' conduct offends a public sense of justice and propriety. So the first cause of action, as we've seen, was defamation against all defendants. That's Tasha K and William the Baddest. Pretty much to establish a defamation claim, plaintiff must prove all of the following. One, that the defendant made the statement to person or persons other than the plaintiff. Two, that this person or these people reasonably understood that the statements were about the plaintiff. Three, that this person or these people reasonably understood the statements to mean that plaintiff and William were involved in a relationship, including details of purported intimate event. And four, that the defendant failed to use reasonable care to determine the truth or falsity of the statements. So all of those have to be, it's like a checklist. You have to prove each of the following in order for him to have a defamation claim. Also, a successful defamation action must include a false and defamatory statement about another, the unprivileged publication of the statement to a third party, not including the person defamed by the statement, and damage to the person's defamed. So, as it's being, publicly shared, mm, child. Defendants have published false statements defaming plaintiff's character to their audience and fans on several different social media platforms. This act was deliberate to humiliate plaintiff publicly and irreparably harm to his professional and personal reputation. So that's why you have to be very, very careful about when you are reposting something or posting something. You have to ensure the truth or the falsity behind it. And we've seen that too many times on social media. You can't just put up any and everything without doing your research to, ensure that, it's either true or fake. Because if it is false, you're going to see yourself right here being sued. Okay, where was we at? 34. Defamation includes any false statements that harms the reputation of an individual. When this defamation was spoken, such as published in Tasha K's podcast, it's slander. When William posted captions, Photoshop pictures, and articles publishing false statements, it's libel, which applies to both cases. Well, which both of these apply in this particular case. So, libel and slander. None of the above defamatory written and verbal statements and uh, Photoshop pictures against plaintiff referenced above are true. Each of the above defamatory statements were made with knowledge that no investigation supported the unsubstantiated and obviously false statements. In fact, not only did defendants have no reasonable basis to believe these statements, but they also had no belief in the truth of these statements and, in fact, knew the statements to be false. Defendants published these statements knowing them to be false. The above defamatory written and verbal statements and Photoshop pictures were made with hatred and ill will towards plaintiff and the design and intent to injure plaintiff's good name, his reputation, his profession as a rapper and a public figure and employability. Defendants published these defamatory written and verbal statements and Photoshop pictures not with an intent to protect any interest intended to be protected by any privilege, but with negligence, recklessness, and or an intent to injure the plaintiff and destroy his reputation. Therefore, no privilege existed to protect any of the defendants from liability for any of these aforementioned statements. Defendants' defamatory written and verbal statements and photoshopped pictures were a substantial factor in causing plaintiffs harm. Defendants by herein described acts conspired to and in fact did negligently, recklessly, and intentionally cause external statements of defamation of and concerning plaintiff to third persons and to the community. These publicized written and verbal statements and Photoshop pictures included expressed and implied untrue character statements. As a result of the defaming allegations made by defendants, plaintiff has suffered financially due to the tarnishing of his reputation. Although the publications may be deleted, plaintiff will forever be damaged by the publications never being removed from the web. All of this will remain on the web unless you hire a company to scrub it. That's all you can do. As a proximate result of the publication and republication of these defamatory written and verbal statements and Photoshop pictures by defendants, plaintiff has suffered injury to his personal, business, and professional reputation, including suffering embarrassment, shame, mortification, humiliation, severe emotional distress, shunning, anguish, fear, loss of employment, and employability, and significant economic loss in the form of lost wages and future earnings, all to plaintiffs' economic and non economic damages. A plaintiff who is a public figure may not recover damages for defamation without clear and convincing proof that the defamatory statements was made with actual malice. So once again, the petitioner always has the burden of proof. So he has to prove that this caused him whatever it is that he's saying, the shame, the humiliation, the distress, the anguish, the fear. He has to pretty much show the court that he has lost, gigs, wages, future earnings. Nobody will employ him. All of this. He has to prove all of this. They reference a case, New York Times Company versus Sullivan. And then it goes on to say that actual malice in this context means that the defendant published the defamatory statement with knowledge that it was false or with reckless disregard of whether it was false or not. Defendants committed the acts alleged herein recklessly, maliciously, fraudulently, and expressively with the wrong intention of injuring plaintiff, with an improper and evil motive amounting to malice, as described above, which abused and or prevented the existence of any conditional privilege, which in fact did not exist, and with recklessness and conscious disregard of plaintiff's rights. All actions of defendants, their agents, and employees herein alleged were known, ratified, and approved by the defendants. Plaintiff thus is entitled to recover punitive and exemplary damages from defendants for these wanton, obnoxious, and despicable acts. Sexual harassment against William and what he did. So this type of harassment has four elements: unwelcome conduct or conduct directed at a protected category, offensive to the recipient and to a reasonable person, and the conduct that is severe or pervasive repeatedly. William engaged in rigorous harassing acts as described above. Harassment can include sexual harassment or unwelcome sexual advances, requests for favors, and other verbal and physical harassment of that type of nature. Offensive conduct may include, but is not limited to, offensive jokes, slurs, epithets, or name calling, physical assaults or threats, intimidation, ridicule or mockery, insults or put downs, offensive objects or pictures, and interference with work performance. In addition to the sexual offensive interview between Tasha K and William, William continued to sexually harass plaintiff by publishing on various social media platforms, defaming and embarrassing um, Photoshop pictures and written and verbal statements, including advances toward plaintiffs, such as Soulja Boy likes to play games while having sex. William played plaintiff's song in the background while dancing and showing the audience his left cheek with Soulja Boy's name tatted across it. It's crazy. I'm just imagining, Soulja Boy going in speaking with the attorney, and they're they're looking at all this stuff. This is crazy. I can only imagine what the attorney was thinking when he wrote this, or the paralegal. The post caption states, "If you love me, baby, tattoo my whole name. We be laughing while they hating cause they so lame." The caption ends with hearts and lightning emojis. William speaks on out on Instagram. Okay, I already read that. I'm not going to go through that. So when he spoke out on Instagram, pretty much challenging Soulja Boy to a celebrity boxing, then he blows a kiss. Um, Oh, this statement right here is so true. The power of media caused plaintiff's anguish. His life changed instantly. As a consequence thereof, plaintiff alleges that he has suffered mental anguish and emotional distress. Although the publications may be deleted, plaintiff will forever be damaged by the publications, and which will never be removed from the web. So William did commit these acts. He did. He did. And so that's why they are suing for harassment. Uh Intentional interference with prospective contractual relations, just kind of meaning that, because of the allegations, it either, he could have lost contracts, or, nobody wants to work with him, so on and so forth. So that would be considered interference, but he has to definitely prove that that has been going on. um 57 reads, in publicly disseminating knowingly false information about plaintiff and William having a relationship, defendants have caused plaintiff to lose a significant amount of business in the form of existing clients electing to cease doing business with plaintiff and prospective clients electing to seek professional services elsewhere. Okay, I'm not going to read through all that. Violation of rights to privacy against everybody. California has long recognized a common law right to privacy, which provides protection against four distinct categories of invasion. These four distinct torts, identified by Dean Prosser and grouped under the privacy rubricate as follows: intrusion upon the plaintiff's seclusion or solitude or into his private affairs, public disclosure of embarrassment, private facts about the plaintiff, hmm, publicity which places the plaintiff in a false light in the public eye. Okay, I can see number three, because I'm like, if it's not true, why are you including that? Because I was like, it's not facts, so it has to be three. Publicity which places the plaintiff in a false light in the public eye. Yep. And appropriation for the defendant's advantage of the plaintiff's name or likeness. Okay, I could see two or three. Oh, nope. Three. Three and four. My bad. Three and four. Um This complaint focuses on the category. See, that's why I was like, and let me keep reading, because I was like, we know it ain't factual. Like, it'd be different if it was facts and you mad because they brought the facts out, but that's not what they're going after. And 64 clears it up for me. So this complaint focuses on the category Publicity, which places the plaintiff in a false light in the public eye. In order to be actionable, the false light in which the plaintiff is placed must be highly offensive to a reasonable person. Although it is not necessary that the plaintiff be defamed, publicity placing one in a highly offensive false light will, in most cases, be defamatory as well. Mhm. Defendant publicized false information about plaintiff to their various social media platforms, information that, if true, would have been private. Defendants published false character statements stating that plaintiff and William were involved in a relationship. The information publicized was offensive to plaintiff and would offend any reasonable person because it tainted plaintiff's image as a rapper and public figure. A reasonable person would find the information offensive because the allegations interfere that the plaintiff is not a straight man. The plaintiff has been dishonest with his professional and business partners and to his fans for over 17 years at the start of his rapping career, which is not true. The information was not of a legitimate public concern, nor did it have a substantial connection to a matter of legitimate public concern. Oh, man. And then we have general negligence on Tasha K because instead of her doing her due diligence and seeing if any of this stuff is true, she went ahead and aired it. Plaintiff claims that he was harmed by Tasha K's negligence. To establish this claim, plaintiff must prove all of the following: breach of duty, cause and fact, proximate cause, and damages. Tasha K has a duty as an interviewer, YouTube personality, and or internet talk show host who gathers information to seek the truth, authenticating its newsworthiness before publishing, to provide a fair and comprehensive account of events and issues in an effort to serve the public with thoroughness and honesty, and to respect the rights of all parties involved. Her duty: the outcome of some negligent cases depends on whether the defendant owed a duty to the plaintiff. A duty arises when the law recognizes a relationship between the defendant and the plaintiff, requiring the defendant to act in a certain manner, often with a standard of care toward the plaintiff. Breach of duty: Tasha K failed to exercise due diligence in seeking the truth before publishing an interview between she and William containing false information, defaming plaintiff's character. Tasha K publicly caused public embarrassment and humiliation, and more importantly, harmed his reputation, to name a few. These acts of publication were known by Tasha K to be negligent to such a degree as to be reckless. Cause and fact or actual case is a timeline component of Tasha K's action that led to the plaintiff's injuries. Often, this is referred to as the but for test. But for Tasha K's conduct in publishing the aforementioned defaming character statements about plaintiff would not be currently facing public humiliation and harm to his reputation, to name a few. Tasha K should have foreseen through its actions of not announcing and publishing the defaming interview and post on several different social media platforms that it would cause more harm to plaintiff's professional and personal life. Damages: as a direct and proximate cause of the aforementioned conduct of Tasha K, plaintiff has suffered economic and non economic damages. So remember, when we talk about economic, that is more of your financials like lost wages, um, loss of earning capacity, all of that. When it comes to non-economic, those are your pain, your pain and suffering, mental anguish, emotional distress, all therefore. Let's see. As a proximate cause of the publication and republication of these defamatory statements by Tasha K, the power of media, Plaintiff has suffered injury to his personal, business, and professional reputation, including suffering embarrassment, shame, mortification, humiliation, severe emotional distress, shunning, anguish, fear, loss of employment and employability, and significant economic loss in the form of lost wages and future earnings, all to plaintiff's economic and non economic damages. And I'm not reading all of this because it just kind of states the same thing. Infliction of emotional distress. I think we got the picture already. In order to have a claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress, it requires a showing of each of the following. So, extreme and outrageous conduct by defendant with the intention of causing or reckless disregard of probability of causing emotional distress. Two, plaintiffs suffered severe or extreme emotional distress. And three, plaintiff's injuries were actually and proximately caused by defendant's outrageous conduct. Now, in order for him to do this, like that we know exactly what Tasha, Tasha K and William both, publicized this, they shared it, so on and so forth, right? But here we have the plaintiff saying that, okay, I have emotional distress. He has to be able to show that this affected him emotionally, which means that he will have to have some type of medical documentation to show that this event or this incident messed him up mentally, emotionally. Otherwise, you're not going to, you know, get a judgment against them regarding this because you don't have any way or any proof showing that it messed you up. So you have to be able to prove your non-economic damages with medical records showing that this affected you mentally and emotionally. Let's see. Seventh cause of action for preliminary and permanent injunction. Beginning on May 16, 2024, defendants wrongfully and unlawfully published defamatory character statements and photos about plaintiff, which has harmed his professional and personal reputation as well as his rights. The above defamatory statements and photo were understood as an assertion of facts and not as opinion. Plaintiff is informed and believes that his defamation will continue to be negligently, recklessly, intentionally published and foreseeably republished by defendants and foreseeably republished by recipients of defendants' statements and photos, thereby causing additional injury and damages for the plaintiff seeks the redress by this action. And pretty much what it's saying, like it's stated throughout the complaint, although Tasha K might have taken the video down, William the Baddest might have taken the video down. You can just type in and you can find it on the internet. It's like it's never going away. Like I said, if he doesn't have somebody to sit there and scrub the internet and make everybody take it down, he's forever. It's out there now. It's out there. That's what, if people see Soldier Boy, his thought process is that's what they're going to refer back to, this incident. Plaintiff has demanded that defendants retract the defamatory character statements, delete post publications, and stop the behavior giving rise to the lawsuit, which at this time the statements have not been retracted. Okay, so they took down the video, but as far as the statements, nobody came out and apologized and said this is not true. Defendant's wrongful conduct, unless and until enjoined and restrained by order of this court, will cause great and irreparable injury to plaintiff's professional career as a rapper and public figure. Plaintiff will be viewed as a fraud, a liar, and a dishonest person in the entertainment industry. This is an embarrassment and disgrace that can cause fans to abandon and withdraw from supporting him, which could cause great and irreparable injury. Plaintiff has no adequate remedy at law. for the injuries threatened currently suffered, and as an award of monetary damages would not provide an adequate remedy as stated facts showing why awarding money or another remedy is inadequate. All right, so this is what he's pretty much asking for. So for the preliminary injunction, that's we have to think about there's is non-economic and economic damages. So this is the non-economic side. So for a preliminary injunction and a permanent injunction, enjoining defendants and their agents, servants, and employees and all persons acting under in concert with or for them to restrain from engaging in defamatory conduct stating what, if anything, the defendant should be ordered not to do. All right. So they're wanting the court to say, okay, this is what you should not be doing. B, stating what, if anything, defendants should be ordered to do, such as defendants to make a public apology reaching all social media platforms. The defamatory statements were directed to and within the apology asked that all others who republished to delete their publications as well as defendants delete their publications under their control and possession. All right, so he's asking for an injunction for, pretty much telling Tasha K and William the Baddest and whoever else is associated, you should not, you know, bring up Soulja Boy's name ever again, or whatever the judge sees fit, right? Then, in the same token, he wants the court to say, okay, you guys need to make a public apology. Not only that, you need to get rid of every single defamatory statement, publication that is on your platform and wherever else. He's asking for economic damages in the amount of 3 million, non-economic damages of 1 million, punitive damages in the sum of no less than 12 million, prejudgment interest, an award of costs that plaintiff has incurred in this action, as well as plaintiff's reasonable attorney's fees and costs of prosecuting this action to the fullest extent permitted by law, and for such other reliefs as the court deems just and proper. He is also demanding a jury trial. So he is asking for over $16 million and a public apology. Let's go. Let me see what these exhibits looking like. All right, so this is to Tasha K. Miss Kebe and William. Please be hereby advised our office represents Miss DeAndre Cortez Way, professionally known as Soulja Boy. This letter is in regards to both Miss Kebe and William the Baddest recent and ongoing willful and intentional treacherous actions and violations of civil law. We hereby demand that you immediately cease and desist all such activity and require retraction. You have already engaged in torturous acts that entitle Miss Way to monetary damages against both of you. In the event you do not cease and desist now, your liability for such monetary damages will increase, as well as exposure to equitable relief and punitive damages. We understand the story is an interview with William the Baddest, in which he includes defamatory, slanderous, and scandalous assertions against Mr. Way. In advance of your publication of the story, Ms. Kebe posted teasers with William the Baddest on YouTube, the Tasha K website, and other social media platforms. Based on research and my understanding, Ms. Kebe has a history of posting and publishing defamatory and otherwise improper content regarding celebrities and other high profile individuals. For example, Ms. Kebe was found liable for civil damages exceeding 3 million in a defamation lawsuit by Cardi B. Also, Ms. Keeby is currently being sued by Kevin Hart in a civil matter. Furthermore, William the Baddest is known for making malicious and defamatory statements. In this case, his scandalous assertions lack credibility, are false, malicious, and completely outrageous. Based upon the aforementioned, we hereby demand that both of you immediately cease and desist all activity and public statements relating to the story and refrain from any publication or threat of release or story. Please have your attorney contact me in order to discuss this matter. Nothing contained herein shall be deemed a waiver of Mr. Way's rights and or remedies at equity and or law, and which are hereby reserved. Mhm. Mhm. All right. What's exhibit 2? Oh, Lord. Y'all really want to see it? Click here. Oh my. Oh, he photoshopped. Oh my gosh. That is so wrong, bro. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. Child, child, child. Alrighty. Um, whoo. In the comments below, please tell me what you think about this. So I have told you, I showed you guys the court docket, and nothing has actually been moved on this case. So it I don't know if I don't know how to feel about this. Like, if you're really trying to repair your reputation, you would think that you would do your diligence in making sure that this lawsuit moves forward. But nothing has been done since July. So, two things that I can think of as to why it's not moving. One, he can't afford to pay his lawyer, or two, he doesn't want to pursue anything because it may be true. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until then, be blessed, and I'm out. Bye.